Get on down to Real Fake Doors. That's us. Fill up a whole room with them. See? Watch this out. It won't open. Not this one. None of them open. FakeDoors.com is our website. So check it out for a bunch of really great deals on Real Fake Doors. Welcome to the Fluent Nerd, a not-so-serious discussion on all things nerdy. I'm Z.
I'm Neil.
This is a show where we discuss our love-hate relationship with the most famous and infamous franchises, movies, shows, and games of the nerd world. This week, we're talking about...
Rick and Morty.
Aw, jeez, Rick!
You're a piece of shit, Morty.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit,
Morty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so Rick and Morty is a animated cartoon that is very much not for children.
As opposed to a real-life cartoon.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, as opposed to the non-animated cartoons. It's a loose parody on Back to the Future, Rick being the alcoholic, mad scientist version of Doc.
Like me.
And Morty, I can only imagine where you're going with this, is the bitchy, sort of weird version of Marty. Good job with restraint there.
It's implied. I didn't need to say it.
Rick and Morty are actually voiced by the same dude, Justin Roiland, who assists Dan Harmon in making the show. And also a lot of the voice actors in the show do a lot of different characters or different versions of themselves, things like that. The episodes and the adventures of Rick and Morty center around the Smith family. Very generically named. Jerry, the patriarch? The husband, father of the family.
The sperm donor.
Got Beth, the mother, Rick's daughter, pregnant in high school with Summer. Summer is Morty's sister. Jerry's practically just an idiot, messes up everything in his life. Again, getting his high school. They weren't dating. They just did it, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
As far as I can understand, like the actual storyline is like she just felt sorry for him and got her pregnant.
Jesus Christ.
And so they ended up in a marriage. He was in marketing, got himself fired at some point from being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, the only time we see him succeed in marketing is in an alternate universe.
Yeah, in a simulator that's been marked
at it.
down to 5% efficiency.
Yeah.
Beth, like I said, is Rick's daughter. She is a horse surgeon, and it's heavily implied she's just not good enough to be a human surgeon. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of sad. At some point, we're not sure if Beth's mom died. I mean, she's not around, but Beth's mom has died. And at some point, whether it's before or after that, Rick abandons Beth.
Also, this is a show that deals with alternate timelines and realities.
Yeah.
So it could just be in this universe. Did the mom's not around in any
Yeah,
universe,
it's kind
as far
of
as we know.
So yeah, it's infinite universes, infinite Ricks, things like that.
But we don't know why in this universe.
There's certain common themes among almost all of them.
Which makes it not really infinite then, if there's common themes.
Well, can be
not technically.
That's actually not technically true.
Well, then if it's
the math
infinite,
doesn't
that
back
means
you up there.
If it's infinite, that means there can't be.
There can be.
That's what I'm saying.
Certain infinities are larger and smaller than other infinities.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know, but it's true.
I'll take your word for it, but it sounds like bullshit to me.
It's not. Trust me. Ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, who I heard him say that, so I'm just spouting it because it sounds true.
You're just repeating propaganda.
Pretty much.
It's what the lizard people want us to fucking think. That's all.
So yeah, the Summer is pretty much just your average bitchy millennial teenager.
Yep.
She gets annoying sometimes, but she gets her due.
Yeah.
She has her couple episodes. Except that the summer we start with is not the summer we have ended with in the latest season. Again, Rick and Morty are the only two constants throughout the show. Mm-hmm. Morty is pretty much the counter to Rick's genius waves. I think he explains it to him in season 1, where it's like,
and
every Rick needs a Morty to be camouflaged.
Now, these are the C-137 Rick.
C-137, yes.
So these are like the OG that we started with.
Yeah, we're going to say
guys.
that is essentially, I guess we're doing it like 616 Earth is like the generic Marvel universe. I got really nerdy in there. I'm sorry.
It's the Fluent Nerd. Doi.
But yeah,
you can't fucking do it
for
here.
the,
Where can you?
That's a good point.
Jesus.
For those who were
Nerd.
We're nerd. Pretty much everything goes tits up all the time. First season actually ending with Rick turning every person on that Earth into a Cronenberg monstrosity, which are some Lovecraftian horror nightmare creatures. And they have to jump universes, which apparently they can only do a handful of times.
Yeah, because there's only a certain amount that are similar enough that it's not annoying.
Yeah, that's sort of the implied thing, where Rick says verbatim, he's like, "We can only do this so many times, Morty.
Yeah,
you fucked with squirrels, Morty."
Yeah, don't fuck with squirrels, and don't turn people into Cronenberg monsters.
Yeah, well, and it was all because Morty asked him for a love potion for his high school crush.
Yeah, good job.
Good job, assholes.
Yeah. And also, I believe there's a deal in place where Morty gets to pick, every 5th adventure?
Every 10th.
Every 10th.
Every 10th adventure he gets to pull out
Morty
his...
does get to he used to throw the bullshit flag and pick the mission every now and then.
Yeah.
But the one time he does it on the show, he regrets the hell out of it.
Yeah, because Rick fucks it up.
Yeah.
Badly.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Morty
the
also
Venerators, is that what they were called?
I'm talking about when Morty got molested.
Oh, that too. Oh, fuck. Yeah, they did. He does it twice, 2 episodes. That one was the...
By King Jellybean.
That's right, the King Jellybean.
We'll come back to King Jellybean.
Hi, I'm King Jellybean.
I've got stuff about King Jellybean.
Just go with it. Oh, God. I did that voice too well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple of times where Morty does get his way, and Rick is like apparently the most Rick of the Ricks.
Morty's definitely the most Morty. That's actually quotes.
Yeah.
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 He's the most Morty of the Mortys.
There is something called the Council of Ricks. So as we kind of mentioned in the Infinite Universes, the Ricks have this portal gun, which allows them to move in between different universes. And a lot of the Ricks, as in like thousands upon thousands of Ricks, have joined together in their own government, which is ironic because Ricks hate the government.
Our Rick hates the government.
Well, all Ricks supposedly hate the government, and they hate all governments, so they became a government. Actually, Rick says that in the first time we're introduced to them. But
well, there you go.
Yeah, we're going to get super deep into this. But essentially, the Council of Ricks hate our Rick for various reasons. They call him a terrorist. You know, he's...
Which, actually, Doc Brown gets accused of being... Or he fucks with Libyan terrorists, I think, in Back to the
Yeah, because
Future.
that's what you do. That's what you did in the 80s when you wanted to...
Yeah.
Have certain
and
things.
I think the implication in Back to the
terrorists.
Future, I think the implication is that he stole some sort of.
He told him that he was going to build them a bomb.
Yeah,
and he used the plutonium to make a time machine.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Rick does that exact same thing in the episode we just watched.
Oh fuck, he does. It's not plutonium. It's something else.
Right.
But
it's a glowy rock.
Yeah, it was
defiling.
the Mad Max episode in season 3.
It's what they use for defiling.
My blood is gasoline. Nope.
This is our
just
glowing
regular
rock.
blood.
We use it to defile people. Jesus.
But
most it's like a 7-layer burrito of shows.
Oh yeah,
there's so
much going on here. There's no way we could possibly go over all of it. But most of the aliens and all the things are based off of different sci-fi movies and shows, and there's a lot of homage to a lot of different things. If we started listing it, we'd literally be here for the next 6 hours just listing that shit off.
It's just close enough to avoid copyright infringement, just like us.
And there's a number of reoccurring characters throughout the show. Some of our favorites: Mr. Poopy Butthole, Principal Vagina, no relation.
No relation.
Morty's crush, not girlfriend, but just crush Jessica. Bird Person, who is, I think, the closest thing to a Vulcan in the show.
Sorta. He is based on... Shit, I can't remember. He's based on a couple different characters.
Yeah. Squanchy! Mr. Goldenfold, the math teacher, who is creepy as fuck. And they go into his dreams in one episode.
Yeah, that's...
they try to incept him, and that's where they meet Scary Terry.
Scary Terry.
You can run, but you can't hide, bitch!
Yeah.
And then Evil Morty, who has a couple of... he shows up a couple of times, and at the end of Season 3...
I think, at the point we are at now, he is the biggest antagonist.
Yeah. And I didn't think this show would have a consistent antagonist, and it's kind of cool that we're getting one.
Yeah.
Rick himself, though, is anything but a hero. He's an alcoholic. He's depressed. He's actively suicidal. There is an episode where he literally does try to kill himself, but he's too drunk to pull it off. And just pretty much all-around terrible human being.
Yep.
Nothing he does is for good. And, love is a lie.
He occasionally does things for Morty, but he won't admit it.
He admits
He can't
to himself.
admit it.
There's an episode where they pull his toxins out.
Yes.
And he says...
We'll talk
and
about that episode.
The non-toxin one says, no, I know you're toxic because you have attachments.
Yeah.
So
he does occasionally have.
occasionally he'll
motives
do
for
something. He has a sort of a soft spot in whatever his heart might be for his family.
According to a fan theory, he doesn't. But we'll talk about that too.
Interesting. So that's kind of the plot. That's again, we could be here talking about every individual episode, but that's generically what it is. Yeah.
All right, we'll give you some trivia and stuff in a minute.
Yeah. You're a piece of shit, Morty.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
You're a piece of shit. I can prove it scientifically.
Jesus. Anyway, so Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland have a backstory for Rick, and they're never going to release it.
Oh, that sucks. Fuck you guys.
They got pissed off at so many shows giving you all the details in the beginning that they made a backstory and then refused to give it to us. Now, they have said there are a bunch of hidden secrets and clues, and that at least one fan has actually guessed it on an online forum.
So they're just copying George R. R. Martin then?
Yeah, that sounded real familiar, doesn't it?
Hey, look, somebody wrote a really clever thing. I thought of it first.
Yeah. So by process of elimination, though, fans have narrowed it down to 4 different fan theories. And these are not the only fan theories we're going to touch on.
Okay.
These are quick ones. So one of them is that Rick is aware that he's a fictional character.
Yeah, I've heard that one. I have heard that one.
We'll come back to that
Yeah.
one. The other one is that Rick's not always drinking alcohol. He's drinking some sort of extract that keeps him super smart.
Oh, like the shit in the first episode makes Morty super smart for a bit.
Yep. Another one is that Rick is actually an aged Morty who traveled back in time. But we'll talk about time travel.
I think I've heard that one a little bit.
Yeah. And the last one is that Rick's original Morty is dead and he's been replaced by a copy from a parallel dimension.
Well, that actually has precedent because the Council of Ricks gives him a coupon for one free replacement Morty.
It's absolutely a thing. But C-137 Morty's supposed to be C-137 Morty.
Yeah, he believes he is
the Mortiest of Mortys. He's been told that.
By Rick.
Yeah.
Which could be a lie.
Everyone is what do they call it? The narrator? Unreliable narrator. That's it.
Yeah.
The whole show is unreliable narrators.
Yeah. No, you can't really trust anything you hear any of the characters say.
Yep. So, care to guess who auditioned for Jerry early on?
Give me a clue.
Hal.
Hal? Like Hasselhoff?
No.
Oh, like that was kind of our Kung Fury thing.
Hal from Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, fuck.
Bryan Cranston. Yeah.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston auditioned for Jerry.
Huh.
Like real early on.
And they didn't take him.
Maybe he backed out. I don't know. Something like that happened.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he backed out to do that dumb little show Breaking Bad. Like that ever took off.
I think that show was already done when this show came out.
No, I already said we're not getting into time travel.
God damn, that doesn't even make sense.
Whatever. So there's an homage to Ren and Stimpy in this show. And that's whenever the characters are confused or dumbfounded and their lips get all squiggly and fucked up.
Oh, wow.
With that big frown. Apparently that's what Ren used to do in Ren and Stimpy.
Interesting. I always thought that was just an art choice, but nope, it was homage.
Also, every time they do a fake commercial or TV, there's a single audio takes of Justin Roiland. Just like, that's why he's stuttering and laughing in most of them.
That's amazing.
Because it's a single take of him just doing something stupid.
We got
kind of like our podcast.
We got real fake doors.
Yeah.
I got only fake doors here.
It's exactly like our podcast, except he's funny.
He's a trained professional.
Yeah.
We're just a bunch of baby seals that haven't been clubbed yet.
Pretty much. So, going back to time travel, on the shelf in Rick's garage, there's actually a box that says time travel stuff. Now, Justin Roiland has actually said in panels that he's not going to use time travel. He thinks it's overused in sci-fi, and he's just not going to do it.
Also, it creates these logic leaps, and Rick and Morty fans are really tough on the whole, like
Yeah.
everything being a concise universe. And time travel just fucked that up.
Yeah. We got multiple dimensions, space travel, and portals, but no time travel. Because, you got to draw a line somewhere.
I was just about to say the same shit. Because, you got to draw the fucking science fiction line somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much. So Justin Roiland actually has said that when he interviewed, or he was talking about Chris Parnell, who plays Jerry.
Yeah.
Who's also an Archer. He's Cyril Figgis, in case you haven't figured that out.
Oh my God, I knew that. I've known that before, but I just didn't remember it until just now.
They said that he hits his lines every time on the first take.
What a fucking boss.
Yeah. Now, I guess because just the way they do animation, they still have to record 30 takes or so every time.
But they always use his first
But
take.
he always uses Chris Parnell's first take.
That's just badass.
Yep. Chris Parnell was also in Walk Hard.
Walk
Love that
hard.
movie. He was in 21 Jump, Anchorman, Archer, and American Dad. Now, Sarah Chalk, who is Beth's character voice actress, she can burp on command. And Justin Roiland gets pissed off about it because he plays Rick, who needs to always burp, and he can't do it.
I actually heard they had to put those in afterward.
Yeah. And she also plays a blonde doctor on this show, much like she did in Scrubs. And what else?
Those of you who just got that are going, what the fuck?
I didn't know that until like an hour ago. And also, she plays a blonde doctor in How I Met Your Mother, apparently.
Oh, never.
So says the Google box, because I've never seen that show.
Yeah, not really my forte.
Yeah. The show's theme song is a parody of Doctor Who and Farscape, apparently.
Never heard of Farscape. I've heard of Farscape. Never heard the
Yeah, I
fucking
haven't
song.
seen it. Apparently, they brought a bunch of Farscape characters or actors onto the show as voice
Really?
actors too.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, one of them. I'd have to look it up, but one of the episodes actually has two people who were like big on Farscape, like actually talking to each other in the show. It's the first time they've worked
Interesting.
in anything together. Or
Well, the
anything
thing was
at
with
all.
animation, though, is they're not actually talking to each other.
Well, who knows?
They're
Maybe
recording
they were
their
hanging
lines in a
out.
box somewhere.
Yeah, we actually have never met, me and Neil.
Nope.
No, not once.
Never seen him.
Nope. Actually, he would turn to stone if he saw me.
Yeah.
Fun
You are
fact.
just a brain in a jar.
Yes, there's that. So the clock in Rick's garage always shows that it's 2 o'clock, except in episode 1, or I'm sorry, season 1, episode 3, it shows 3 p.m. They don't ever explain why. Just once they changed it. So
I'm going to start looking out for some of these things.
I told you to avoid Tom Kenny because I don't think you knew who he was. He voices another extremely famous sponge.
No.
Tom Kenny.
I'm ready.
Tom Kenny, better known as SpongeBob, also plays Mr. Meeseeks. He's John Arbuckle in the Garfield one. He's Squanchy. He's also Million Ants and King Jellybean.
Million ants.
Yeah. And according to IMDb, this is not the first time that Tom Kenny has voiced a magical bean.
A magical bean?
Yeah.
What?
King Jellybean. He's a
Yeah.
magical bean.
And when
Apparently
else-
he's done it before. I couldn't really find it, and I got sick of looking
Fucking
for it.
SpongeBob was King Jellybean?
I know.
Oh, God, no.
Yes. This is the shit you guys come to this podcast for right
Just
here.
go with the flow, man.
Yeah. If you don't know, we're not going to go into Mr. or King Jellybean. You just got to watch it yourself. We're not going to.
They must remember him for the jellybean he was.
Oh God, it's a fucked up episode.
Can we just go home, Rick? I just want to go home, Rick.
Yeah. So on a lighter note,
Oh, God.
in the pilot episode, when Rick and Morty are at the Intergalactic Customs Station, you can see a Ferengi.
We
pointed out
we
one
pointed
time.
that out before.
Yep.
That's
And,
pretty cool.
There's also a suggestion that Rick and Morty in the universe is actually in the same universe as Futurama.
Whoa, what?
Apparently, you can see the Planet Express ship a couple times.
Well, okay, actually, obviously, it's infinite universes.
Yes.
So that has to be true.
Well, C-137 or something.
Oh,
But
like
yes.
the home one?
Yeah. At some point, they see the Planet Express ship a couple times.
Huh.
It's in Season 3, Episode 1. And there's also a bunch of sightings of Slurm, which I've never seen, but
Nor have I.
yeah, it's something to look out for next time
That's
you watch
pretty
it.
cool.
Yep. And also, there's a... What's that damn book? Oh, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference.
Oh, I guess there has to be.
I guess, yeah, everything has one.
Everything
somewhere.
has a reference in this at some point, I
Yeah,
think.
Season 3, Episode 4, there's a countdown clock that ends at 0 minutes and 42 seconds.
42 seconds.
Every time. It has to happen.
Mystery of the universe and everything. 42.
Pretty much. So give us a minute. We'll come back with some of the wackier fan theories and some of our favorite and least favorite moments.
God, I can't wait. Morty. You're a piece of shit, Morty. Morty.
Okay, so in the background of several episodes on Rick's workbench, you can see this fucked up looking helmet. It's at the beginning of the episode Vindicators 3, The Return of World Ender. Now, this helmet's supposed to be the source of a pretty dark fan theory. That's
I can't fucking wait.
It's talking about the urban legend of the suicide helmet. And that's where a troubled teenager builds a helmet rigged with shotgun shells that he uses to kill himself.
Wait, what?
That's an urban legend, apparently.
Like, in real world?
Yeah. I could see that being a thing. I didn't want to Google it.
Yikes, yeah.
Yeah. But apparently Rick's helmet has a bunch of red tubes hanging out of it that look like shotgun
Oh,
shells.
I know the helmet you're talking about.
Yeah, and he has, like we've said earlier, been a little suicidal, he's depressed.
Yep.
So he may have built himself a suicide helmet,
It will literally...
which actually is just like the first episode of Futurama. So
Bender goes in.
same universe.
Same universe. Not the same time, though,
True.
which is odd.
Yeah. Now, some other people say that helmet looks a lot like Doc Brown's Back to the Future brainwave analyzing helmet that he
Yeah.
uses to read Marty's mind.
Wait, he reads Marty's mind in Back to the Future?
That's what my notes say, so it has to be true.
That's not true at all. It's the opposite of true.
Take it at my... I don't know. I don't even know where I got that from. Deal
That
with it.
sounds totally bullshit.
I don't fucking know. We're doing a Back to the Future episode eventually.
Yeah, we have to.
We'll argue about that then.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently also has goggles on it, which is completely unnecessary if the purpose is to kill you. So it may be a brainwave analyzing helmet instead. Or you just fucking have... I don't know.
Because, you definitely want to get anything on your eyes.
Yeah, that's terrible. All right, so there's a theory that the evil Morty is... We've known his story all along because he's the Morty from the credits.
From the credits?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the credits, you see a Rick running away, Rick and Morty, and then he portals out.
Oh,
and then
the
he leaves,
opening credits.
He leaves Morty behind.
Oh, God. And those two things jump him?
Could be the origin story of OG evil Morty.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that would also explain why the show starts with Rick coming back from an extended absence and coming out of nowhere. He's never actually met the kids, as far as we know. He left before they're born, right?
Right.
Now, in that episode, you see a picture of him holding little Morty. In this universe, that would have never happened.
Huh.
So he's from a universe where he grew up with his Morty.
So that's interesting.
So he came to this universe where Rick abandoned the family completely to do something and maybe died even. He knew that this Rick wasn't coming back. Maybe he even killed him. But he came to this one and took over because he didn't realize he cared about Morty as much as he did until he lost him. But he didn't really lose him because this one is the Mortiest Morty, maybe.
So he's the Rickest Rick, and he lost his Morty and then found the Mortiest Morty.
That would explain why he is so, different than the other Ricks, because he's the only one that's actually lost one. And and regretted it.
And regretted it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That is a difference. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, Evil Morty does have a chance at one point to kill Rick. Remember, towards the end of that last episode, and he can't do it because he realizes that that's his original Rick and that he went to go get this new Morty to save him or whatnot, to be a good Rick, and so he realizes he can't kill him.
Wait, so hold on. At the end of season 3?
Yeah.
Rick was... help me understand. I'm not following.
I don't know. That's what my notes say.
You are the fucking worst, man.
You got to start reading my notes and then don't ask any questions that can't answer you. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't understand when that happened, but
I
I'm
didn't make up this fan theory.
Obviously.
Very few of these fan theories are my own. I'm not going to take
If
credit
any.
for them. No, occasionally there's some.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well,
the first three
that's
quarters of
crazy.
that was great.
That's pretty cool.
So there's another theory that says Rick and Mr. Poopy Butthole break the fourth wall because they know they're on a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard this one where and Rick I think, and correct me if this either goes into your theory or not, but it's where Rick knows he has to address the audience to keep the show going, or else it's like the universe in the battery.
Yeah.
He has the power to destroy
That's
it. We
not
have the
quite
power
what
to
it is,
destroy
but that's
his
good.
universe
Right.
if we don't keep watching his show.
Yeah, that could be part of it. But really what I have here from the, unknown source that I use, one of many scholarly sources that I refuse to cite.
I think you go to Harvard, right?
Yes. Yale, Harvard, all the big ones. Eton College. Anyway, he's smart. He knows that in multiple universes that he's probably got a universe out there where he's on a TV show. And also, he can watch interplanetary or intergalactic TV, so he may have very well seen
cable, yeah.
his own show and knows he's on it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Now, at some point, you remember Mr. Poopy Butthole is recovering from a gunshot wound.
Yeah.
Now,
Beth fucking shoots him.
This theory goes that at some point Rick gave him an intergalactic cable box, and Mr. Poopy Butthole realized he was in a TV show too, which is why on an after credit scene he actually addresses and talks about
hey everybody,
talks about the episode he's in and yada yada. So maybe
come back
he's
in season 2.
Yeah, so maybe that's how he's self-aware too, because they both have seen themselves on TV.
Yeah, well then the whole Smith family is seen interdimensional cable though. Why don't they know?
There are, like a million channels, though?
Probably infinite.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't know how to look. I mean, they are born of Jerry. They're not smart.
Beth isn't. Beth is born of Rick, apparently.
That's true, but they stopped watching the TV a lot after they did that whole episode where...
Oh, yeah, they only have the 2 episodes. Like, yeah, now we're doing this instead of interdimensional cable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where they do the Morty's mind blowers.
Now, that also goes into a real-world theory that Elon Musk prescribes to.
Well, that we're all in a simulation?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Elon Musk definitely... Yeah, I've heard him say that before.
Which I could see them folding that into here just to make fun of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Very possible. Also, it's just kind of funny when your characters are aware that they're in a show.
Yeah. Now, this one I like a lot. Okay. Why do you think the Ricks brought Doofus Rick to that house when they came, the Counselor Ricks?
To fuck with Jerry?
Not to fuck with Jerry. All right, think about this. They are basically... Doofus Rick is like a lightning rod for all the Ricks to stay together, like to work together. They have a common goal of fucking with Doofus Rick, so they actually stay there and finish the work. Because they'll just wander off there like cats.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
And also, Jerry gets all butthurt whenever Rick does anything in the house.
Yeah.
And fucks with anything. So they bring Doofus Rick to distract him, and all the other Ricks fuck with him. Now that leads to a somewhat even darker theory. Why do you think all the Ricks hate Doofus Rick?
Because he's free?
He's the only one that's happy.
Oh god, that was my next answer. That's sort of what I was alluding to.
Yeah. He is the only happy Rick that exists. Because he's stupid. Ignorance is bliss.
Which again kind of goes
That's
into...
why we're so happy at the Fluent Nerd.
Because we're dumb as fuck. But there is that thing, right? The smarter you are, the less happy you are, and some bullshit like that. I don't know. I'm too dumb to understand it. That's why we didn't understand the infinities comment.
All right. So that one more theory for you.
Okay.
And that is that Rick is constantly crushing Morty's self-esteem in order to keep him from becoming evil Morty.
Whoa.
Let that sink in a minute, right? So in the episode where they had the toxins removed, Morty pretty much immediately shows that he's a genius. He becomes a stockbroker, makes millions and billions of dollars, whatever. He's extremely capable when Rick's not holding him down.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Right?
Oh, God. What would I accomplish if I got rid of you?
Probably less. Anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh, jeez, see?
So anyway, he's pretty much consistently and constantly fucking with Morty just to keep him down.
God.
To keep him
suppressed.
It goes further. Why do you think he put so much effort into removing every memory of Rick fucking up anything? There's that whole episode where he pulls... He has all these memories from Morty's head, and every time Rick screws anything up or does something wrong, he steals that memory out of Morty's head.
To keep Morty thinking that he's this
omnipotent
god-like being.
You can't beat him. There's no point in trying. But then you see how many times he's screwed up, and he's actually taken these memories out of his head.
Like thousands of memories.
Uh-huh.
And then, but he brings Summer in because she's like, oh, we had a code 3, Rick? Ooh, code 4. And like, so she's in on it because apparently, I don't know, maybe she's not capable of
and
much.
so this is probably one of those things that the Council of Ricks does. They set up these programs like this, and they monitor them and make sure people are doing them. Because they can't have an evil Morty on their hands. Because they've already established, there's actually a quote in there that Rick says in the Evil Morty's first episode, a cocky Morty can lead to some real problems.
Yeah.
So they've dealt with a smart Morty.
Yeah, I could do the same thing with like 6 Mortys in a car battery.
Yeah.
On paper, Morty.
Yep. And remember, we're focusing on C-137 Rick and Morty, right?
Yeah. Well,
and C-137 Morty is the Mortiest Morty. So he has the potential to be the evilest and smartest Morty.
yeah. The one true Morty.
There can only be one.
Oh, God,
that's
there
why
could be
we're
only
following
one.
this particular set of Rick and Morty. Because this is the most dangerous Morty there is.
That's crazy. And I know you don't have an answer to this, but it's kind of funny how, like, how we trace it. What does C-137 mean? Like, obviously, they've jumped around universes.
There's a reference to that. It references Cesium-137.
Oh, interesting.
That's just how they picked the name for this
Right,
universe.
but I'm wondering, like, does that mean that's the universe where we're in? Was that because they never said that until after
It's
they
just
left
the one they
Cronenberg verse.
start with, I suppose. It's just a
Yeah.
frame of reference. To
Just if
keep it
anyone
grounded.
knows, let us know because that's something I'm curious about.
But use really simple words
please,
because we're very happy.
we're very happy. That's such a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Those are some cool theories, man.
All right, looks like we're running out of time. But what is your favorite Rick and Morty moment?
My favorite moment in Rick and Morty was probably I don't know. I like a lot of the episodes. I love a lot of season 3 is good. The opening season 3 episode I like a lot just because Nathan Fillion makes a guest appearance and he's one of my favorite actors.
Every time I'm at your house, we watch that episode.
I know.
I've
It's
seen that episode 45 times.
It's the only season I have that's not censored, and I love watching it when it's not censored.
Ew, gross. You bought a censored season?
No, those are the ones that stream on Hulu.
Oh, okay. I thought you bought all the seasons.
Shameless plug. No, I
Sponsor us.
and I like that episode a lot. It's just it's funny and it's also what created that Szechuan sauce monstrosity.
See, watching Rick and Morty censored is like feeling someone up through the sweater or something.
Yeah, it's like
Just
second
no
base,
fun.
but not really.
Yeah.
That was creepy. What about you? What's one of your favorite parts?
I like all the references to like the obscure sci-fi.
Yeah.
Anything involving Flash Gordon, and I'm happy. And there's a lot of that.
Flash.
And there's a shitload of Beyond Thunderdome references. There's a whole episode or two about it. And
Yeah.
fucking, I love me some Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
We know that.
The shit. So yeah, anytime they reference any of that stuff, I'm happy. What's your biggest gripe?
Biggest gripe. The length between fucking seasons.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that. Not just for time's sake, but also because yes, fucking that show is awesome, and they need to make more of them.
Yeah. Good thing season 4 is coming out soon. So
Yeah. I would rather them be good and 2 years apart. Than
Oh yeah.
cranked out.
Oh
and
no.
shitty.
I don't hate that they're taking their time with it. I just hate how long it takes.
Don't be like Game of Thrones and rush the shit, even though it took them years to make a bad season.
Yes.
So with that, we'll leave you.
Yeah, guys. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Not so fast, Morty. You heard your mom. We got adventures to go on, Morty.
All right.
You and
Thanks
me.
for listening to The Fluent
Sometimes your
Nerd.
sister,
Join us next week.
sometimes
You
your
can
mom,
find
but
us on Facebook,
never
Twitter,
your
and
dad.
Instagram at The Fluent
You
Nerd.
don't know why,
If you
Morty.
like what you heard,
You
please leave us a
cross me.
5-star review
Well, I get
somewhere.
darker, Morty.
Also, tell your friends about us. Seriously, text someone now or shout if you're in public. You can send your feedback, show ideas, behind-the-scenes stories, and whatever else at thefluentnerd@gmail.com. I want to give a special thanks to our musical talent, Sean Ryan. Check him out on Instagram, SoundCloud, and Facebook. See you guys next week.
Now the real reason